I played my first game of the season for my Pokemon Draft League. I'm going to briefly go over the sets that I brought, and then I'm going to show game footage and commentate over it. So, this is the team I ended up bringing. Urshifu, Weezing, Kilowattrel, Regigigas, Chi-Yu, and Lapras. The sets are pretty standard. I didn't do anything too crazy with the EVs. It is especially attack focus. Weezing, which does come into play during the game. I also went for Assault Vest Urshifu, which was a little bit interesting, but other than that, it was all pretty standard sets. So anyways, let's take a look at the game footage. Okay, so off rip, I decided to lead with Weezing and Regigigas and Urshifu and Kilowattrel in the back. I decided to do this before the game, no matter what Pokemon he ended up bringing. I thought this would have been a good lead into any sort of matchup he might have. We can see the Terra types, nothing too unusual. As for the Pokemon he brought, it's pretty much what I was expecting. I didn't think he was going to bring the Feraligatr. I was expecting the Ferrograph, but besides that, yeah, pretty much what I was expecting. So I would say I was fairly prepared for this. All right, so the game starts. He leads Talonflame and Urshifu Dark. This is a pretty decent position for me. I have Facade on my Regigigas, which he doesn't know about, in case of a Will-O-Wisp, or in case I want to attack the Talonflame, who might have Flame Body, which actually wouldn't be active right now because of the Weezing. But I go for Protect on Weezing just to scout out what he's going to do. I'm not sure. I also don't want to lose my Weezing immediately. That would hurt quite a bit. And I go for the Double Edge into the Urshifu. That ended up being really lucky, as Urshifu went for U-turn, and Talonflame did go for Will-O-Wisp. So now I'm set up for some Facade action on the next turn. Overall, really good turn 1 for me. Instantly locking the Strange Steam on Urshifu. Fairy move will be super effective against him. And Facade at Talonflame. Hoping the Weezing would be able to knock him out. I think it would. The only way it doesn't is in case of a Terra. Looks like last minute I changed my mind to Facade, actually. But that worked out really well, because Urshifu switches out, I get Ninetales down to Sash, and Strange Steam picks it off, so no Aurora Veil for you. Yeah, that worked out really great. I broke Ninetales Sash. Also, Talonflame used a taunt on Weezing, which is kind of a waste. I wasn't going to go for any stats move on it anyway. So Ursaluna comes in, and I decide to switch out my Weezing for Kilowattrel. Obviously, Ursaluna being ground normal type, I'm worried about ground stab super effective damage into my Weezing. I definitely don't want to lose it. I think it's going to be vital for killing the Urshifu. So I'm deciding who to attack with Regigigas. I want to use Facade because of the burn. At first I click Ursaluna, but then I realized Ursaluna is probably going to protect to activate its Flame Orb. So I play a little bit greedy. I cancel my switch into Kilowattrel. Instead I switch into Urshifu, and I go for the Facade onto Talonflame. This is kind of hard predicting that Ursaluna is going to protect. So waiting to see what happens, and we see the protect from Ursaluna. So that was the correct prediction. So yeah, definitely the right play. And they set up Tailwind, so Tailwind's up, which sucks, but I was able to get the switch off safely, do over half the Talonflame. Now I know I could kill Talonflame on my next turn. Of course, Urshifu, priority Aqua Jet, and also Surging Strikes will certainly take out Ursaluna, but out of fear for the ground move or Facade or anything from Ursaluna, I decide to use my priority move, just take out the Talonflame, and then attack Ursaluna with my Gigas. Oh, I guess I protect the Gigas, actually. Right, because he has a slow start. That makes sense. And that worked out really nicely, because Ursaluna ended up tearing to grass, which for some reason I wasn't expecting. If I had attacked it, it would have been a waste. Talonflame would have done some serious damage, potentially. Maybe Flame Orb my Urshifu. Sorry, Will-O-Wisp my Urshifu. So really picked the right Pokemon to go for there. Now Urshifu Dark switches back in. I'm considering a Terra Ghost in case kind of hard reading a close combat, but I'm a little bit scared he'll just go for Wicked Blow. What did I lock for Urshifu? I missed it, actually. I guess we'll see. But yeah, deciding who to facade. I go for the Ursaluna. I think it's a bigger threat to my team, especially now that it's a grass type. And oof, that's a really bad turn. I switched into my Kilowattrel. I should have just used my Aqua Jet probably, or something like that. Maybe a Protect on the... Oh, I just protected on Gigas. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I should have done there, but that was a rough turn, losing 2 Mons. It's now a 2v2. They got 1 turn of Tailwind left. Of course, I don't have any Protect on Urshifu, so I just decided to Aqua Jet and get damage off before it dies. Haven't used my Terra, so we'll Terra Fairy. Give me get rid of my weakness to ground type moves. And Sludge Bomb Ursaluna as it's a grass type, hoping that maybe I'll get lucky and it will kill it. So, Aqua Jet didn't do too much, but it did take a little bit. Urshifu managed to stay alive, which is really nice, but he does go down to the Earthquake. And 7% on the Ursaluna. Super, super rough turn. If it was 6%, the burn damage would have killed it, and I could easily take the Urshifu in a one-on-one, especially with my Fairy Terra. I decided to go for Protect, partially to scout and partially because, well, I don't want to die. And now here's where I'm stuck. I could potentially survive a double attack here and win the game by attacking Urshifu, but I haven't done any damage calcs. I'm not sure. And I honestly think it's better to risk a double Protect here than risk trying to survive the double attack. In case I do get the double Protect, which of course is 1 in 3 chance here, I will certainly win the games. Ursaluna will go down to burn damage. And I hit it. I hit the double Protect. Super lucky on my behalf. Ursaluna did go for the facade. It probably would have done quite a lot of damage. Urshifu with the Wicked Blow. In hindsight, clearly scarfed. But I actually didn't even think about that. But yeah, barely does any damage to me. And I'm able to take it out and win game number 1. So the question now is what to do next. I really wanted to do the same leads, but I know they're going to change something up, and I'm a bit worried. Also, since this is my first time using this team, I did kind of want to try out a different lead, especially with that 1 game cushion I have already. See, I actually did lock in the same leads at first, but I changed my mind before he locks in his leads. And we'll see that shortly. Okay, so we're seeing now switching the leads to Kilowattrel and Urshifu in the front, and then Weezing and Regigigas in the back. So same 4 Pokemon, but switching the orders. And I was having second thoughts about it, but then he readied up, so I couldn't change it. Anyway, they went with the same leads, Urshifu and Talonflame. So a little bit of a shame I didn't. So now I have some options. Do I Tailwind? Do I Discharge? Do I Air Slash? All very good options. Air Slash will be effective against Urshifu. Discharge will be effective against Talonflame. Tailwind could be nice, but I'm worried if I Tailwind and their Talonflame Tailwinds, then the Tailwind was wasted. Because Talonflame is faster. And it looks like I was considering the Tailwind, but... Oh, I did go for it, actually. Thought I didn't. Really, really bad turn 1. I went for close combat Urshifu Terra Fairy. Definitely would have killed him otherwise. So really bad. And they read my Tailwind, taunted my Kilowattrel. Really unfortunate. In hindsight, I definitely should have predicted the Terra. But anyway, Talonflame picks up the kill on my Urshifu. And Kilowattrel does a ton of damage on the Discharge. And gets a double para. Now I'm like, whoa, I'm back in this game. Also, I should have used Aqua Jet and Urshifu. I didn't want to switch out because he was low health. I was hoping he just wouldn't get targeted, but that was really dumb of me. I could have killed one of their Pokemon here, either one of them, if I Aqua Jetted. So really bad. Here's another really bad misplay. I Discharge picking up both the KOs, but I do damage to my Weezing. And this is because I didn't know that discharge hurts your teammate. I didn't know that. I guess I should have. But if I had known that, I would have used Protect on Weezing and he would have been at full health still. And that 29% damage he took is gonna hurt. But anyway, I go for the Tailwind now. Of course, I'm worried about Ninetales a little bit, but not too much because it doesn't have Weather up because of Weezing. So let's see what I end up going for. Tailwind and then Terra Fairy Poison Gas. Yeah, not a bad move. This is the only 2 Pokemon left, so if I poison them, I could get the chip down. Tailwind will give me the advantage for the rest of the match. Rock Slide hits, kills the Kill Watch Roll 20% on Weezing, and the Roar switches my Weezing out to activate the Weather. I was not expecting that. So, to my Weezing Gigas versus their Ninetales Ursaluna. And again, if I had protected my Weezing against the discharge, instead of 51%, I would be at a much more comfortable 80% right now. So very big deal. I missed what I clicked on Weezing. I'm guessing it was Protect, maybe? And the only thing that makes sense here is Double Edge for Gigas for sure. Also, unfortunately, Slow Start is active because Regigigas came in before Weezing, so that really sucks. That gives me debuffs to like all the stats. So Gigas goes down, Ninetales goes down, it's a 1v1. So I was editing this and just wanted to add that if I had went for Double Edge on the Ursaluna, that probably would have won me the game. So it was definitely a misplay to go for the Ninetales. I'm not really sure why I did. But I should have probably protected, let him take poison damage, but I guess he was on 26%, it wouldn't have mattered. But I do think if I had that extra health from the discharge, I probably would have been good there. And I think I could have won that set, but I'm not sure. But anyway, that's game 2 lost. Really, really bad misplays on my part. Of course, really good play on their part as well. But yeah, I'm a little bit... I'm not worried. I think I can win it, but I need to lock in at this point, right? That was a game I totally could have won, and I lost. I let it go. And now we're in game 3. I decide I'm going to lock the same leads as the start with Gigas and Weezing for sure. And I definitely want Urshifu. It's my star player, my star Pokemon. But I'm thinking about dropping Kilowattrel. It hasn't done too much. It did have that really good discharge, but I'm kind of outspeeding everyone without Tailwind anyway, at least with my Gigas and Urshifu. So I decided to go Lapras with my 4th this time. The thought process is Lapras running Freeze Dry. It will be strong against Feraligatr if they bring that. It's strong against the Thundurus, Tornadus, whichever one that is. Thundurus. Of course, the Ice move will be strong against that. And also the Water move will be strong against Talonflame. So Lapras was pretty good into this team. And hopefully wouldn't go down one hit like Kilowattrel did last game. But anyway, same leads as game 1. This guy likes the Urshifu Talonflame lead. And let's see what I go for. I would imagine I go for the Urshifu. I think I'm scared of Tailwind here, so I lock Protect, but I might cancel that out. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I decided to Double Edge. I feel like I should go for the Urshifu here because he's the bigger threat, but I think I went for the Talonflame to pick up the burn so I could use Facade. I think in the moment I didn't realize that Flame Body isn't active because of Weezing. I don't know. I kept forgetting that. I guess I was not super locked in. Yeah, Strange Steam, Urshifu. I understand if Urshifu Terras, then it's not going to kill. But it doesn't matter. Urshifu switches. Will-O-Wisp on Gigas. And not the worst turn. Wow, and Strange Steam does over 50% to Ninetales. That's surprising. It's actually funny because I was actually really considering Sludge Bombing the Urshifu turn 1. I thought if Urshifu tears the fairy, then it will be a crazy read, but I didn't want to read too much into it. It would have worked out really well considering Ninetales switched in, but in the end it didn't matter. Talonflame goes for Tailwind. Both Pokemon go down that turn. Really huge. And I took almost no damage from that because my Gigas outsped the Ninetales. Yeah, I'm actually not sure how that happened. Because Tailwind goes up, so then Gigas attacks. Sure, he's very fast. And then Weezing goes next. Weezing outsped the Ninetales even under Tailwind. Alright, so after watching back the recording a few times, I realized what must have happened. The Ninetales must have used Roar, which is a negative priority move, and that's how the Weezing was able to go first. Knock off an Ursaluna to get the Flame Orb off. We don't want to deal with the Guts Facade in case Weezing goes down. Urshifu goes for the Terra Blast. Rock Slide misses. At this point, it doesn't really matter. I still have all 4 of my Pokemon. They're down to 2. And my two in right now are basically full health. It's just a matter of wrapping this up. I do have Tailwind. I could double protect to stall out the Tailwind. With hindsight, that should have definitely been what I did, but what do we do here? No, we just go for the attacks. I guess they're not doing much damage to me. Really lucky Rock Slide and miss. If that's stunned, I guess at this point I didn't really care because I have Lapras and Urshifu in the back. And they already used their Terra. But yeah. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up the game. And Urshifu will come in to finish off the Ursaluna. And that is game 3. So yeah, it was a really good set. Game 1 was close. Of course, I got really lucky with the double protect. Game 2, not as close, but still, I think it could have gone either way. And game 3 was not very close at all. Not even in particular because I did anything well, more so because, I don't know, I just got lucky with the moves I clicked. They worked out very well against him. Taking 2 early KOs was really, really big. Weezing, like manhandling the Ninetales was something nice. But yeah, that was the game. Thank you for watching. I will be playing my next opponent in a few days, and a video will be up for that afterwards. And it will be a weekly series. So if you enjoyed and you want to see more content, please subscribe and leave a like and comment. Thank you.